you are and say, welcome livecast. Stand up and let's hear it. Welcome everybody! One, two, three, and yes! Say you're awesome! Here we go. Everyone in the live cast, welcome. We are on action guide number 1. We're just starting. The action guides have a pattern. Have a what? Pattern. You have a genius on the front. True? Yes. Now he's saying it, not me. What he's saying, and who is that genius? Albert Einstein. He says, once you stop learning, you start what? Right. So if I see that you stop learning, I'm not going to ask you, why did you stop learning? I'm going to ask you, why are you starting to die? Because I didn't say Einstein did. Fair? Fair. Is it okay if I call you on it? Yes. We'll see. We'll see by day 3. So on the cover, you will see that there's always a banner at the top. Those of you who do events, you want to make sure that every section looks the same. Looks the what? So you know you're in a new section. And then you see Marketing Mindset Secrets. That's the title. We start with the mind. And then you see the most important word, and it's the subtitle or the promise, tested. What's the word? Tested. That's so I'm embarrassed and you're not. That's so I lose money and you don't. That's so I make the mistakes and you don't. That's what tested means. Say tested. Tested. And this is about developing the right mental attitude. So here's the way we're going to do this. I'm going to write down a word, and we're going to go to page 2, and we talk about the 3 responsibilities of all marketers. I've never taught this before. So I'm so glad I did through it. I've kept this secret. I've been smuggling spirituality for 20 years. I get to come out in public. This is a coming out party. All right. So the 3 responsibilities. What's the word responsibility mean? The ability to respond. The ability to respond. Better than react. So I believe all marketers must always define, and here's what's going to happen. With your pens down, you're going to see it, you're going to let it, you're going to say it, what do you do? So it comes out of your vocal cords, and then you cement it by writing. So see it, say it, cement it. Let me see that. See it, say it, cement it. Again. See it, say it, cement it. One more time. See it, say it, cement it. Good, there we go. So here's the first one. Always define your clients. What's the word? Yeah. Thank you. Write that down. What does that mean? That means that your client's reality is not yours. You're giving them what they need. They need what they want. Then give them what they think they need. Okay? Your client's reality is always different. Your worldview is different than your client's. Raise your hand if you've ever known that to be true. That's going to stop. Next, you want to protect your clients. Nice and loud. What's the word? Confidence. Livecast, back at home. Always protect your client's confidence. Protect your mother's confidence if she's still in it. Protect your children's confidence. Let them win at games. Protect your partner's confidence. Protecting confidence is a good thing. And then always communicate with what's the word? Very good. Write that down. So, responsibility number 1, always define your clients what? Yeah. Protect your clients. Confidence. Communicate with. You got it? Say I got it. All right, next you see a stat. Those of you at home at the livecast, just in 5 years, the world will see a stunning, what's the word? Stunning. Increase of millionaires. Now, 47 million millionaires. Is that a lot of millionaires in the world? Yes. That is 0.014285 cent, 0.01425 7%. 0.01%. Not 0.1%, 0.01% of the world. Now, when people say, Alex, how many millionaires do you think that you can produce? Do you think that my average can be better than the world average? Yes. Who wants to be a millionaire in this room? Yes. Who wants to be part of that statistic? Yes. It starts today. Give each other a high five and say, let's do this. Yes. Now, it does require a type of commitment, and that commitment is how many percent? 100%. If you write that down, great job, everybody. Write that down. Now, I believe, as Socrates did, is we must know thyself, or know ourselves. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be the person we pretend to be. Socrates said that. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be the person we pretend to be. Most of you know me well. I am who I'm pretending to be right now. Those of you who know me. True or true? Okay, by the way, if it gets hot in here, let's turn up the air conditioner a little bit. If it gets hot in here and you see a little moisture here, like you do, this is called passion and commitment. And I do wear deodorant. Is that okay? Will you still hug me? Thank you. I'll still hug you with or without deodorant. I don't care. All right. Now, page number 3, you see what's called a binary. What's the word? Binary. Binary assessment. Now, a binary assessment means you have one or the other choice. You can't be both, just for today. So if you were free to be yourself, what would you be most like 51 or more % of the time? Starter or finisher? Morning glory or night owl? Inventor or improver? We're going to play a little bit of instrumental music in the background, and then I want you to make your choices. I want 1 X per row, not 2 X's, okay? And begin. Go. What on you? Told you this was ridiculous. Those of you know exactly who you are. You know who you are. Okay, raise your hand if you finished. Good job. I'm providing live cast as well. You can word. See, if you borrow from one source, that's called plagiarism. If you borrow from many sources, that's called research. And this comes from many sources. So here's the beauty of this. Starters, those of you who are starters, please stand up. They're always smiling. Sometimes they love to start and chase those bright, shiny objects. Right? Don't those objects look really good? Sometimes they're unclear about what they want. Not all of them. Now, starters, I want you to look at the people who are sitting down. Because if you ever want to complete a project, do a joint venture with that. All right, starters, sit down. Okay, finishers, stand up. No, don't take a picture. Finishers, now look how slowly the finishers stand up. Because they are exhausted from the starters. Finishers, look at the people sitting and run as fast as you can. All right, have a seat. Now, how many of you would like a 24-hour business that works 24 hours a day? Very good. All right, those of you who are really good in the morning, please stand up. Morning glory, stand up. All right, night owls. No, I just said night owls. I didn't say stand. I'll tell you why in a moment, because night owls haven't even woken up yet. Morning glories, you're standing, yes or no? Yes. Say, I'm a morning glory. I'm a morning glory. I am too. And say, I'm proud. I'm proud. Now, night owls, I know you still feel a little crusty-eyed and tired. If you would like to have work done in the morning, look up at the person standing next to you and say, I want a joint venture with you. And have a seat. Everyone at home, you can do the exact same thing. Now, are you getting this? So, know who you are. Is this a good conversation that you can have when you're networking with people? Right? So let's see what I wrote, because all of you are going to get my answers. Who says I'm a starter? Who says I'm a finisher? I'm a finisher. Who says I'm a morning glory? Don't raise your hand, I just gave you the answer. Were you listening? I'm a morning glory. I have kids, I have to be a morning glory. Who says I'm an inventor? Who says I'm an improver? Steve Jobs, was he an improver or inventor? Improver. He didn't invent the music business. He didn't invent the MP3 player. He didn't invent the phone. He improved it. He made it sexier. That's a figure of speech, by the way. Next, who says I'm a people-focused person? Who says I'm project-focused? I'm people-focused. Although, as we get later on, you'll see it's a certain type of people-focused. Who says I'm a thinker? All the thinkers raise their hand. Who says I'm a feeler? I'm a feeler, sorry. You'll see me on stage because men don't cry. Next, am I open or guarded? Who says open? Who says guarded? I am guarded. I can't be on stage. If I'm guarded here, you learn nothing. This is a stretch for me. Are you with me? Okay. I have never taken a public speaking course in my life. Not that I'm proud of that, but this is the experience. Experience is the what, teacher? Always. Now, who says I'm an introvert? Who says I'm an extrovert? I'm an introvert. Get me on an elevator, and you'll think I'm rude. Get me in a first class seat or coach or wherever, and you'll think I'm rude. I won't talk to you. Because an introvert recaptures energy alone. So that means at the breaks, please give me a break. I start full every morning and I end empty. Every morning I want to start empty and end full. Are you with me? So at the breaks, I'm with you for 3 days. Please give me a break. Please give me a what? Break. Those of you in the live cast, I'm so far away, I don't know what to say. I'll say hi to you later on. All right? Now, spender or saver? Who says spender? Who says saver? I'm a spender. No one on earth will spend as much on this for that. The internet connection alone means one. It's a down payment on that. Just the internet connection. Okay, direct or indirect? Who says direct? Who says indirect? I am indirect. I am never talking to your big voice. I'm always talking to the little voice inside. Let me give you an example. When you go home, are you going to be studying your notes? Yes or no? People say yes, right? What do I say? Don't lie to me! See, I'm indirectly, I want to tell you, good job. But I'm indirectly talking to the little voice on your shoulder. Sounds like mom, dad, friend, sometimes you. And I want to think it. I want to align with your little voice inside. You know, Blair said, this is the little voice we're talking about. And the little voice always wins. Little voice always wins. So I am indirect. I am smuggling constantly. Okay, did I just tell on myself? Yes. For that moment, was I direct? Yes. The rest of the time I'm indirect, and I will constantly tell on myself. Why do I tell on myself, speakers? So you want me? So you trust me. Are you with me? All right, give each other high fives and getting this. Okay, that was about 54% energy. Give each other high fives and getting this. All right, we have to pack my bag moment. Please give me a hand quickly. And I love it. John is outsourcing the bag to Maria. Good job, John. Outsourcing is one of our topics here. All right, what's your name and pack my bag moment? Hold on. Let's get the mic.
Move it closer to your mouth. Talking to the mic.
Yes.
Good.
My name is Mario, and I got my background moment right now. I said I'm a very direct person, and the explanation for that just brought me back to the Android because I really like this, and I will take this along to speak to the inner voice of somebody. That makes me feel so good, and I just made it switch to be indirect from this moment on.
Very good. Good job. Everyone at home on the live cast, if you have a pack my bag moment, please type it in for Sean, and Sean will announce it. And Sean, I'm going to give you the microphone in about 5 minutes. Just tell me who's on and where they're hanging out from, okay? It's really exciting for me. We've never done this before at this level. Now, here's the key. Three-part problem that every marketer faces. Page number 4. Page what? 4. Now, are you writing in the pages? Yes. Is that getting you engaged? Yes. That's what I want you to be. I want you to write the page numbers, and I also want you to write it in. Here's the first part of the predicament or problem you face. You don't have enough, what is it? Skills. Skills. That's why you're here. Not enough skills. That's what you're going to learn. The skill is what you already have. You just have to reignite it. You are the acorn. Say, I'm the acorn. I'm the acorn. Does the soil, water, sunlight turn into the oak? Or does the acorn turn into the oak? The acorn. The acorn turns, not the soil. Right? So, you are not the tools. You are the skill to turn into this giant oak, and that's what I'm going to give you more of. You are the acorn. Say, I'm the acorn. I'm the acorn. Now, the second thing you need more of is soil, sunlight, and water, and those are called what? Very loud. Tools. You need the tools to do that. And if you have the right soil, at the right time, with the right sunlight, with the right, what corn? You end up having a giant oak, and that requires the power of, and when we get to loud, leverage. So in my useful additional notes, I've written skills are acorns, tools are sunlight, soil, and water. And leverage creates an environment to grow the oak tree. How are we doing so far? Great. I can't hear you. Great. I'm glad you're here. Yes. Good. Next, what successful entrepreneurs know? Now, in the past, thanks to Albert Einstein, there was a saying, everything is energy, and energy is everything. Everything is what? Energy. And is everything. That's not true anymore. It is, but we don't notice it as much. You won't make money online if you just focus on energy. Because I know a lot of energetic people who are broke, depressed, and not getting the results. The only thing worse than going in the wrong direction is going in the wrong direction enthusiastically. Okay? Okay? But livecast, only thing worse than going in the wrong direction is going in the wrong direction enthusiastically. So, I'm going to write the word down once. Everything is blank, and blank is everything when it comes to growing any business. I'm going to write it down once. Say it very, very loud because it's true, and then you can write it down once. So you leverage, and you learn how to leverage. What's the word? Very good. Write it down. Well done. Everything is engaging, and engagement is everything. My goal is to engage you. I don't care how you feel about it, to be honest. I care a lot about you. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. I care. But I care with ruthless compassion. Because sometimes that's what it takes to go to the other side. My mother is a teacher. I come from a lineage of teachers. My sister's a teacher. My brother's-in-law is a teacher. They will be. My grandparents were teachers. My dad's a teacher. And I'm the only multimillionaire in the family. Which is neither good or bad, but it just is. And that's because I think I teach teachers. They teach students. Are you with me? Yeah. Teaching teachers I call a trainer. And trainers have leverage. But that's my definition. You can call them whatever you want. And so as trainer, my mother will say, Alex, when you get people to repeat things, don't they feel like trained seals? And I say, I don't know what they feel like, but I wish they would train SEALs And she says, what do you mean? I said, because trained seals never forget. Humans do. Well, I only wish I were a seal, because I will balance a ball on my nose for food any day. But I've fallen into some bad habits. And so know that when you're repeating, it sinks. I don't expect you to review your notes ever again. My hope is that you go to the final pages and write a bunch of pack my bag moments when you hear them, and just review the pack my bag moments. That's what I hope that you do. Now, some of you will do more than that, but some of you won't. So all I want you to do is I want to challenge you to look at your notes at the very end, and those are called pack my bag moments. What are they called? Pack my bag moments. Now, just the art of writing something down, will it help you remember it? Yes or no? Yes. So just by having you write it gets you to remember. That's why I'm doing it. And that's why I've left blanks. Have I done most of the work for you? Yes or no? Yes. The correct answer is yes. What's the answer? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. Do you think it took a lot of work to do this? Yes. But that doesn't mean that you're obliged to fill it in. That just means I did a lot of work. But I want you to see that I've done whatever it takes to get you to learn faster, better, and easier. Now, this is not just about membership marketing. A membership site and a normal site has one difference. A normal site will have an opt-in, meaning an email address that you need, and a first name. And then possibly they'll get some more information if they buy. If they what? Buy. That is a regular website. Now, a membership site has, yes, an opt-in, an email that they need, but they also have a username and a password. A username and a what? Password. So it's more like a castle with a moat and a drawbridge, where you can communicate with them more often. There's nothing special about a membership site other than customers don't really have relationships with each other. Members do. Because members are in the same village, in the same what? Village. Now, I believe, and the premise of this event is that it's easier to turn a member into a high-end client, and one on the live cast, versus turning a customer to a high-end client. And I believe that you'll get more high-end clients out of members, and they'll tell other members. Now, you don't have to believe that, but that's what I believe, and that's my experience. And that's what I believe to be true. That's okay. I believe it. That's okay. You know why? Because I want to feel what they're feeling. Yeah. So, I'm going to show you two objectives here that have really changed my life and have generated 7 additional figures because of this. Would you like to see it? Yes. Come on. Would you like to see it? Yes. All right. Low-end versus high-end mindset. Mindset. What's the word? Mindset. Okay. Low-end marketers sell on, what are the letters? ROI. ROI means return on investment. Return on investment. I believe that's a mistake. Because I cannot promise you ROI. Many of you have promised ROI, and that you have failed to get the ROI, because ROI is up to you. Return on investment is up to you. Say, it's up to me. Up to me. Here's my guarantee. The FTC says I have to guarantee something, right? So if you say yes to me at an event like this, it's 5 days. That's called the cool down period, and that's what the guarantee has to be. Out there, usually it's 30 days. But here's my guarantee. Whatever you pay, my absolute guarantee is you will never see that money again. I really feel good about that. Because it's true. What instead I sell on, and I'd like you to sell on, is something called what? COI. COI stands for cost of inaction. So, what will happen if you don't say yes? You're not saying the answer, they are. What do you want to make 10 months from now? They say $10,000. What are you making now a month? They say $5,000. You know how many people are making $10,000 in 10 months, 12 months? That's what they tell me every single time. 80% of them say, I want to make 10 grand. And then everyone says 5. They may be making 1 or 2 or 3, they say 5. Great. Here's the cost of inaction. I say, so, what's it costing you every month? And they say $5,000. You can make it euro, you can make it anything, right? So, COI, pack my bag moment. All right, can you hold on it just for a second? Thank you, Steve, right there. Great job. We got 3 pack my bag moments in session 1. All right, is that unquestionable proof? Okay, so COI is I'm losing $5,000 a month if I don't make a decision. Here's my next question. Well, how's that feeling? And then they tell me. Then here's my next question. What if you go 3 months and nothing has changed? How will that feel? Then they tell me. All right, let me ask you a question. What's preventing you from getting the outcome you want? And then they tell me. Now, who's doing all the talking, them or me? Them. Am I selling them, yes or no? Yes, I am, but they're doing all the talking. And then what I'm doing is I'm expanding the gap. Expanding the what? People hate gaps. They hate gaps. They loathe gaps. So I ask them next, well, what if this continues for 3 or 4 years? Then I tell them, and by the way, you can write notes furiously. There's going to be a section on this with my script. In fact, I'm going to give you a template of the script. Okay, that's not pardon you from writing right now. All right? Then the next question is simply this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to change? Now, if they tell me 5, conversation is over. I don't want unleavened bread. I want yeast. I don't want a piece of matzah bread. I don't want a communion toast. I need some leaven. I need some energy. I need motivation. I never motivate my clients. I find pre-motivated clients. So unless they give me a 9 or a 10, I don't continue. So if they say 5, I say, what would make it a 10? Many of them don't even know. I say, okay, now, if we continue, is it okay? What's the word? Is it? Okay. If I show you how to make a change with me. Is that a cool script? Yes. Is that indirect? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Would you like to hear it again? Yes. You will later. But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek, people, what's about to happen. Because the reason I'm doing this, people say to me, Alex, why are you teaching this? Well, I don't want to sell you a boat that's leaking, that goes to the bottom of the harbor. I want all of us to be the tide that lifts the boat, other people's boats, in the harbor. I'd rather raise the tide than be a boat. True or true? Yeah. I am sick and tired of fixing leaky boats. Who's with me? Yeah. All right, pack my bag moment. Go for it. Get my hand, please.
I'm J.D. Miller from Iran.
Yeah. It is on.
I'm J.D. Miller from Vallejo, California, up here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I actually have 2, well, kind of. I'm a rebel, so I disagree with Alex. You're not selling them, you're helping them make the buying decision. So I look at it differently. That's the way I've been trying to position myself for a decade, for sure. The COI was a pack my bag moment when I listened to watch the free training, because I had never thought about it that way, Alex. And that's exactly right, because the real cost to every single one of our clients is the cost of not doing something, not taking action. Because they all have 2 decisions, 1 or 2 decisions to make. The first one is to sign up to join you, to hire you, to help make their dreams work. And the other is to stay right where they happen to be.
So pack my bag moment is COI.
COI versus ROI. Right.
All right, give them a hand, please. Right here. And by the way, I have deliberately put soft stuff in there so it falls in anyone who wants to. I've been there before. Experience is the only teacher. Okay, are you learning a lot? Yes. All right. Livecast, I hope you're learning. Do we have some people from the livecast who'd like to introduce very quickly, Sean?
Yeah, so really quickly, there's over 2,000 comments on the livecast page, so I can't acknowledge everyone.
Give them a hand!
I want to give a bit of a variety so everybody understands just how global the livecast goes. We've got Lucy from the UK, Rick from Australia, Aline from Toronto, Jen's in Virginia, Debbie's in Alberta, Susan, British Columbia, Mache's in Poland, and I just say our top engager right now is Stan Gould in Cincinnati. He is playing along 1,000%, answering all your questions in the chat. It's fantastic.
Thank you. So, can you do a quick confession? This is a dream come true for me. Because it's really hard to get people in a room. The same number of people go to seminars. They just go to fewer of them. And so for me to get access and to have you access lots of people out there, I hope 1,000 by the time we're done, it's going to be really happy. I never want access to okay. So let's start with a myth. Page number 5. Page what? 5. Okay. Competitive entrepreneurs are wildly successful. Competition. Well, if that were true, I would have never given you my COI speech just a couple moments ago. That's a myth. Competitive entrepreneurs are wildly successful. Here's the truth. This is the truth from my perspective. Say it out loud. What is it? Cooperate. Thank you. Cooperate with me and write that down. Now, there's always a roadblock. And you'll see a pattern here again and again. By the way, if you'd like to steal this process or borrow this format that I have for you, can you do this? Yes. Yes, because people are going to do it without my permission. I want to give you my permission. Is that okay? Yes. You don't even have to give me credit for it. Is that okay? Yes. Thank you. Now, premium content flow. That's what we're after from members. We want it from members. Because membership has its benefits. Who said that? American Express. Visa and MasterCard have customers. American Express has members. Think of the genius of spending $2,500 on a card that's the color black with a right to charge. And you have to pay the next month. That is genius. I have a platinum one. Does anyone go for the black one? I was invited. I said, are you kidding? And the platinum one is $450 a year for the right to charge. Are there benefits? Yes. Is it worth $450? For me, I just do it because of my ego. Okay? Next year, when I have more self-esteem, I'm going to go to the gold card, which is only $45. And then, when I've arrived and I'm enlightened, I'm going to go to the green card, which is about $15. But publicly, I want to make a confession. Is that okay? Give each other high fives and say, "You're awesome!" So, with premium clients, people have a tendency to allow their, what's the word? Thank you. And their, this is a killer. Who's a parent in this room? Who was a child in this room? This is the killer. This really, a therapist makes money from this one. Okay? It's not only perceptions, but it is unmet. What's the word? Expectations. That is the roadblock with high-end clients. Now, if you got it, say I got it. I got it. All right, livecast. I need some more flip chart tape paper over here. We're going through it. Are we working good? All right, here we go. So, now you have a choice. You have a choice to get one, I'm going to use US dollars, $10,000 client. Just one. One $10,000 client. We need more flip chart paper, just whoever's in the room, let me know. Or 100 $100 clients. Now, which one makes more money? They're both the same. They're both the same. So you're going to make the same amount of money. Which one is harder to get one? If you're starting from scratch, you have nothing. Say, I have nothing. You're starting from scratch, LiveCast, with nothing. Okay? I'm going back 20 years. So, which one is harder to get? Who says one $10,000 client? One, fine, isn't it? Very good. Thank you. Who says $100 clients? Very good. So harder. Now, what's harder is getting the 100. Now, if you get one sale for a $10,000 client, how much money have you made? If you get one sale for a $100 client, how much money have you made? Here's my experience. It is the same amount of work to get one $10,000 client as it is to get one $100 client. Same amount of work. The only challenge is the 6, some of you 7, others 8 inches between your ears. The gray matter, self-esteem that's getting in the way. Now, I'll make it easy for you. Let's say all of your clients are problem children. What are the words? That means that they're no fun. What would you rather have? One $10,000 problem child who has funded the problem, or would you like to have 100 problem children? Who says they want one problem child? That's the premise. That's what we're going at. You can buy it, you can discard it. But I'm saying that this is harder to get $100 clients than it is one $10,000 client. Alex, how much harder? 100 times harder. Because I'm also saying, which you don't believe me, but it's true, you've been very nice being part of it, is that it's just as difficult to get one $100 client as it is one $10,000 client, even if you're starting from scratch, especially if you're starting from scratch. So I'm here to tell you, as an emissary to membership marketers around the world, if you're just starting, and if you teach people just starting, teach them to go after the high end and have more intimate personal time than to try to get this recurring income thing. Because recurring income doesn't work starting from scratch. So what you saying? You got another one? Okay, we'll get the camera picture up.
Dr. Don Dealey. Alex, this is amazing. I've taught my clients for years to charge their troublemaking clients. So a dentist client of mine real quickly said, you know, he was driving him crazy, the trouble with cleaning people's teeth when they were problematic. And so the mastermind group said to him, double the price. He said, you can't double the price. The price for cleaning teeth is X. And they said, well, is it more labor? Is it more harder on your staff to clean the teeth of a difficult customer? Of course. So he doubled the price overnight. Of the 12 problem clients he had, 8 of them left. 4 of them stayed at the new price. And he loved cleaning the teeth by his staff of those people that were paying the much higher price. But Alex, what you've taught me is today is don't charge the problem client when they become a problem. Charge every client that comes in case they're a problem.
There you go. That's called a PEP. Problem elimination pricing. Are you with me? PEPS. Problem elimination pricing structure. So don't be afraid to charge too much. There's no such thing. One problem child takes as much energy as 100 non-problem children. Why am I telling you this? Because it's the problem children who are getting in the way. Now, why do you attract problem children? Because you want one. Let me be clear. Not you're one as you complain and do anything. There's a part of you that has a problem in their mind saying that you don't deserve, or you don't have the right, or that you can't. Is that a problem?
Yes.
And the problem child is saying, I don't have the money, or the time, or the energy to spend this much, so how dare you spend and charge me more than $100? Is that person a problem? Yes. So I'm not saying that they're a problem child-ish like. I'm saying both of you have the same problem, and you are attracting youth. Are you with me?
Yes.
Is that a good point?
Yes.
I better repack my bag moment, but I don't have time to do that one.
I was going to do that, but I'm trying.
All right. So if you spot it, you got it. Say, if I spot it, I got it. All right, let's go to page 6, and I hope the LifeCast is enjoying that. Page 6 is the power of the trialogue. The power of the what?
Trialogue.
Now, we're not going to do a trialogue here. Many of you did it last night. But for the rest of this event, all of you have about 3 of these cards. And these cards can be switched out. These are just training wheels. Training wheels in the U.S. is when you have a bicycle, you put little wheels on the back so you can balance on 2 wheels. These are the training wheels. Now, on the front, you see the name, you see the what?
Name.
On the back, you see what do you do, why are you here, who's your ideal prospect. Now, here's the key. Hang on one second. Let me write first. So the power of the trialogue game, and I want you to go to page number 6. Page number what?
6.
Is trialogue marketing what? Grows your professional network. Because you are constantly giving, giving, and giving. You're giving, and what?
Giving.
Now, here's where I want you to put in additional notes. When you approach someone and you're trialoguing, and that goes for the LifeCast too, don't come from a place of me. Come from a place of service. Servers. Now, I know you've heard this before. Service. What about me? What about me? Very good, sir. I just want you to consider something. What is the internet run by? Servers. What's it run by?
Servers.
Is the internet smart?
Yes.
Is it growing?
Yes.
So be like the internet. Serve. And then sell. Now, here's what happens. If you go to someone and say, what do you do? Well, I'm a single mom working at home. Why are you here? Well, I'm here to find a way to work from home with my kids jumping on my back all day. Who's your ideal prospect? Well, I don't really have one, but I guess it would be other single moms who have the same problem. I guess I'm looking for a teacher. That's my ideal prospect for this event. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Now you go to somebody else. And let's go to page number 7, because you're going to look at this. That's the trialogue. Page 7 on the LifeCast. You have to, I hope you printed them out because you have to write. On the LifeCast, they got a digital version. Now, you go to number 1, that's a single mom. You go to number 2, so what do you do? Well, I'm a teacher. Really? Well, tell me more. Because you don't always get the right answer. Well, I teach people how to make money working from home. Really? Tell me more. Like, why are you here? Well, Alex, I'm here because I'm looking for new students. I'm looking for new people to teach. Well, do you teach single moms? Especially single moms. Why single moms? Because single momhood is the single most difficult job in the world. Right? If your ex-spouse is still living, you have an additional child, number 1. Right? Hello? Number two, you have your children. Number 3, you have the business, and you're constantly juggling. And as I'm going to teach you, multitasking doesn't work. Single moms is a niche. So if I went to that second person and say, so why are you here? I'm looking for some new people to bring on board. Who's your ideal prospect? Anyone who works from home. Does that include single moms? Yes, of course. In fact, Alex, single momhood is the most difficult job in the universe. I go, great. So I go to person number what? Look at my finger. Person number? And I take him to person number, and I trialogue, and I put them together. Are you with me? It's not about you. Now, how many people did you impact? Who says 2? Who says 3? You impacted 3. You impacted them, but mostly you. Because of that again and again. And is it going to come back to you? whether you want to believe it or not. It's karmic. It works whether you believe in it or not. Now, if you do believe in it, it'll come back faster. So believe in it for 2.5 days. Can you do that? Yes or no? Yes. All right. Do not keep score. Do not keep what? Score. All right, let's go to page 8. And I want you to write down one pack my bag moment. We're going to get some instrumental music. And I want one. How many? One. Just one. Just write it down. Here are some of mine. Acorns are skills. The sunlight, water, and soil are tools. That's one. Or here's another one. It's just as difficult to sell one $10,000 client as it is one $100 client. And here's a third. Trialogue by giving without keeping score. Those are 3 pack my bag or takeaway moments. Go ahead and write yours. Let's hear some instrumental music. Here's one. My bag moments, yes? Yeah. And then you take the best of the best, or you add them all up and you put them at the end. Are you with me? Yeah. You got it? Yeah. Say I got it. Yeah. Tap your heart, say crystal. Now, in the back, don't put anything in the back. If you did, it's okay. There's plenty of room there. That's even blank paper is okay. I just put numbers there. Trees have sacrificed themselves for you. Say thank you, trees. Okay. And I needed to go single-sided. Sometimes I get a lot of heat for that. The reason I went single-sided is so the pens don't bleed through. Your trees really sacrifice yourself. Right? But it's worth it if you allow it to be. Now, I want you to find 1 or 2 people around you and share your Pack My Bag moment. You have 1 minute and begin. Go. Now listen carefully. Now, is it obvious that I pushed you a little bit? Is it okay if I continue pushing? Do I have your permission? Even if you don't want to, I start full and I end empty. You start empty and you end. All right, thank you. Listen carefully. Put the tanks down. Because this is my first success story. Our first success story had a mentor. Had a what? Mentor. That is a huge, huge, huge thing. Mentorship. Not just a coach, not even an accountability partner or mastermind partner, but a mentor, a llama, a teacher, someone you stick with for a while. Our first success story had a mentor by the name of Benjamin Graham, who was recognized as the father of value investing. He was acknowledged as his mentor's top student, and in 1951, he was sent to a research company on his own to research a type of company that was going to be an investment. The name of the company is and was Geico Insurance. 1951. It's an insurance company in the U.S. Now, the student visited the company on a Saturday, and the janitor sent him to the only person in the office whose name was Lorimer Davidson. Who is Lorimer Davidson? If it weren't for Lorimer Davidson, this person I'm talking about, mentored by Benjamin Graham, would never be who he is today. Now, these two chatted for 5 hours, and the student was so impressed that he pledged 3/4 of his own net worth of $9,000 US to buy shares in Geico. Graham, Benjamin Graham, his mentor, decided to buy 50% of Geico for $720,000 based on his student's recommendation. Recommendation, say that word. Recommendation. And he used 1/4 of his assets to do it. 1/4. In the following 2 years, the company share price increased by 50%, and because of the research conducted by both Ben Graham and his top student, they both became wealthy. Today, Geico is a part of Berkshire Hathaway and is valued at $9 billion. The 21-year-old student in 1951 was world wealthy. Could that be you? Could that be you? Yes. Moral of the story: do your research. Make a commitment. Plant an acorn, because you never know when it will turn into a giant oak tree. True or true? Yes. Are you ready to continue? Yes. Give your neighbor a high five and say, I'm ready! Yes. All right, let's go to page number 10. Page 10. The next page after Albert Einstein, because once you stop learning, you start wanting. Who's still living here? Put your hands up. Thank you for acknowledging that. By the way, this is 50% commitment. This is 80% commitment. This is 99%, and this is 100% commitment. Now, if I'm willing to show you my passion and my commitment, I think you should be willing to give me 100% commitment. True or true? Do I have 100% commitment? Thank you. 3 reasons why marketers fail. Are you ready? You're not ready. Are you ready? Okay, they don't. They don't what? Get started. You know, finishers sometimes have this problem. Procrastination is called one of the 2 evil twins. Now here's the second reason. They don't. What's the word? Keep going. They don't allow momentum to take its course. Starters, this is your problem. You don't keep it going. You're there, you're there, you're there, then you go to a new bright, shiny object. Find a finisher. Find a finisher. Don't change your behavior, because you can't. You're hardwired. You're a starter. Find a finisher. Finisher. You can't get started? You have a bunch of books on the shelf because you bought home and you never started reading? Find a starter to read it to you. I have one child, one of my children, starter. I have another one, finisher. It works really well as a parent. It's called parental outsourcing. All right, now, here's the third reason why people fail. And yes, this is self-serving, because I want to be yours. They fail to, what's the words? The key word is hire. You pay for a mentor. You pay. Why? Because that's sacrifice. You're giving a little bit of your freedom, money for somebody else, in exchange for something else. Who's a mentor in this room? Excellent. Hey, do you want to see the reason why I actually did the 20-centimeter freestyle? You want to see that reason? You want to see it?
Yeah.
He's in the back of the room. Say, hi, George.
Hi, George.
Yeah, we have the same shirt. Give him a hand, please. Louder, please. Now, everyone at that back table is a teacher, including my kids and my niece and nephew, so I really got to be careful what I say from them. Now, Albert Einstein said nothing happens until something moves. I say nothing happens until something in business is what? Exposed. You have to get exposure out there. Now, there's two types of client funnel paths. And what I'm about to tell you is groundbreaking only if you choose to accept it. The first kind of funnel is the normal kind of funnel. It starts this way. And it starts with what end first? Low. Say it louder. Low. Say it with a low voice. Low. Very good. Good job, you guys. Boy, you guys love to play. The jet lag ones are pretty good here. Wow. All right, now, that is where you're constantly upselling. You're constantly what? Upselling. We tried to upsell you into VIP. For some of you it worked, for some it didn't. Upselling is hard. Upselling is what? Hard. Believe me. Now, it's something you ought to do, but it's hard because you're going from low to high. That's hard. You're going against gravity. Now, if you flip the funnel, if you want the funnel? Flip. And you start with what? High, then you're doing what's called downselling. What are you doing? Downselling. Downselling is hard or easy? Easier. Well, it's easier. It's easier. Let me show you an example. Okay? Are you learning something? Yes. All right, good. You want to take your break now? We got 15 more minutes. Want to take a break now? You want to take it now? Who says now? Who says later? Later. All right. Hold it in for 15 minutes, everybody. All right. Now, let's say you have 3 refrigerators. Okay? One is $2,400. It has everything. It even manufactures ice cubes at different temperatures. It has crystallized water that comes out. It's just beautiful. It's wonderful. It has 2 different compartments for meat, fish, this, and that. $2,400. How much? $2,400. Then you have another one for $1,200. Now, it doesn't have the filters for the ice maker and blah, 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 and all that stuff, but it does have a freezer. It does have a refrigerator. It has different sections for the meat and vegetables. And then that's $1,200. How much? $1,200. And then you have the $600 one. Now, that one is not a jalopy, but it's a refrigerator. No freezer, nothing. So, if I'm the salesman, do I start with the $600 one and go to $2,400, or do I start with the $2,400, take stuff away, and go to the $600? Okay? This is it. We're going to test. Live test. So do I start? Who says we start low? Not one hand. Who says we start high? Great. Here's the way it's sold. This is the top of the line. Now, I have no idea whether it's in your budget or not. Let me repeat. I have no idea whether it's in your budget or not. Is that a good way to start? Yes. Some people just go, don't know if you afford it. Okay? That's the way they do it. No. I have no idea if it's in your budget or not. But what I do know is it is the top of the line. It has this, and that, and this, and that, and the ice cubes actually talk to you, and they come out with smiley faces. Okay? Now, let's say it's not in your budget. Then here's what I got to take away. For $1,200, we take away the smiley face ice cubes. We take away the double freezer. We can still have a freezer. We still have ice cubes. It does have water that is good for you because it's filtered, and then a special compartment for the vegetables and meat, blah, blah, blah. And that's for $1,200. How much? Now, if that's the case, and it's not in your budget, we're going to take away the freezer, we're going to take away everything else. You get a couple shelves and it cools fruit. And that's $600. Where would you like to be? Now, when I start that way, I end in the middle. Are you with me?
Yes.
If I start here, many times I don't even end here. Is this important?
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
So start high. Alex, what if I don't have a high-end offer? Make one up. Because if you don't have one and someone actually says yes, are you now motivated to finish it? Yes or no? Do you get that? Give each other a high five and say, I got it! And do not lie to me. If you don't get it, I want you to doubt me. But I'm telling you, if you don't have a product or an offer and you're selling one, you are selling an intention. What are you selling? Is that the truth? You will be motivated to finish it. Who is the world's best at selling intentions that are incomplete? Bill Gates. For him, shipping is a feature. All right. Membership myth. This is myth number 2, page 11. Are you learning something?
Yes.
Those of you who said that they wanted to go, thank you very much for holding it in. Upselling is the easiest way to attract premium clients. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? It's a myth. The number one way to attract high-end clients is what? Downselling. Españoles. Are you getting it? Okay, good. Good. That's my extended Spanish. All right. The tendency, like, why don't we do this? Why don't we sell high-end clients? Okay? I'm going to tell you, it's because of 2 words. What's the first one? I can't hear you. Say it with a low voice. And it's self what? There you go. That's all it is. Downselling, this is my useful notes. Downselling motivates people to buy at higher prices. This is true. They buy in at a higher price. Maybe a couple of balloons too. All right. Now, the next page you should be looking at a funnel. Do you see it? Okay. Do not touch that yet, because we're going to do a compromise. We're going to take our break now, because I want you free, open-minded, and bladder-free by the time you come back. Because you think more clearly. Now, here's what we have. Thank you. Now, in front of you, you should have 2 balloons. If you haven't, put them in your hands. Now, let me tell you what these are about. First of all, they aren't there to allow you to pass out. Okay? So the easy way to blow a balloon is first stretch it, because this is what you've been doing with your mind, yes or no? Have you been doing it with your heart too, yes or no? Thank you. Stretch it. And then I want you to blow it up without letting it go. Okay? Blow it up like this. And not too much. This is our first session. Each time we'll blow up more and more. And you're going to do 2 of them. How many? 2. Now, just watch here. This balloon I just deflated. Has it come back to its original shape? No. Is it easier for me to blow up?
Yes.
Is your mind in its original shape as it when it came in here? Are you thinking differently? Will you be acting differently? Will you be trialoguing? Even in the bathroom? Thank you. Women do it naturally, guys. We got the urinals. It's fine. All right, here we go. Shake hands after you wash your hands. That's the only thing. Okay, so here's the way we let go. The reason we let it go is we have knowledge here. What do we have? Knowledge. And we have wisdom. What do we have? Wisdom. I'm going to ask you to put your chairs back and stand up with the balloons. Don't let them go yet. And just watch me. Don't do this yet. Just watch me. We're going to let it go. Everything we learned, we're going to spiritually lock it and load it and let it into the air, so when you come back into the room, you see all of the progress you've made, because there will be balloons on the floor. Are you with me? Now, we let it go the same exact way every single time. I look at my friend in the back. His name is Greg. Say, hi, Greg. Hi. And what we do is, just watch me. You don't have to do it. And watch your foreheads, because you have savings here. Okay? I go down to my toes. I'm going to let it go, meaning all the knowledge. Here I go. And then I let it go. And then it sounds like this. It's really cool. Right? And there's no smell afterwards. So, are you ready to let it go? I can't hear you. We're taking a 12-minute break. How long? Should you be on time or early? The correct answer is early. Early or on time? Are you ready to let it go? All right, and here we go. Let it go.